spawning in the bottom right. In the red for Storm, taking down Sure to get here. He's GUMIHO. His opponent in the upper left. In the blue, taking down Dark as his opponents for Alpha X. Classic. What happens in this series? I have no idea. No idea at all. But we will find out soon enough. Classic looks like he's not going to go for the build that he used to kill Dream with a lot, which is you build one gateway cyber at home, you build a gateway on the other side of the map, you build stalkers out of both. Here, you just be obnoxious with it. I mean, I guess he could still do that, but Nexus going on down invalidates that idea. It looks like Classic, well, GUMIHO is going to go for a Reaper expand. Nothing too crazy. So for now, the game is pretty standard, pretty simple. Well, as I say that, no, it's not a Reaper expand. There's a factory going down behind this. This is effectively a TVT build that GUMIHO has, well, that multiple Terrans now have started expanding into TVP. You go barracks, double gas, factory, then you get your command center. Maybe we're gonna have to see. This might just be a 1-1-1, and that just lets you get into tech faster in this matchup. We don't have to have this conversation of, well, it counters the aggressive builds and it's greedy enough against the eco stuff. Because this is not TVT. It's a different build. It's a different setup. But there we go. Yeah, command center coming on down. It does mean, of course, GUMIHO can get into quicker Widowmines if he wants, quicker Hellions if he wants, quicker Banshees. GUMIHO has been a Banshee player. But for now, Classic, he will go into Stargate in this game, which is probably his favorite way to play this, to play StarCraft against Terrans. You get a bunch of Phoenix out. Their early aggression doesn't do much of anything. You can, you already set yourself up to move into Fleet Beacon play if you want to move into carriers, or whether it's just Alien Pulse Crystal double +1 Phoenix, which we saw in that previous game that Classic did play against whoever it was. Yeah, Damon Camel, I asked him. But the problem is, when we do stuff like EPT Cups, it's kind of hard. When you're streaming like this, you really do have to strike a balance between, oh, I want to cast with someone else because that it provides better value, but also you're not really interacting with chat nearly as much as we're going to see a lot of Reapers. They're going to show up here, but the Phoenix just lifts one, so the Hellions, they're going down. This is really not going to get much of anything, and that's a dead Reaper. So GUMIHO getting aggressive, and he's not going to get really anything. The first Phoenix, solid defensive tool. It's not great against 3-racks play, but that's not what GUMIHO is going for. He just is aggressive. He's built more Reapers. I think he built 5. What did he lose? Yeah, he built 5 Reapers in this game, and that is, how do you say, a lot? Now Phoenix, they're going to run on into the naturals. The Reapers, they try to find their way on the high ground, but there's a wall there, so the Reapers will not find the value that they are looking for. 3 Adepts and a Zealot on the high ground as well. They're doing a great job. And GUMIHO, he's just committed a lot for something that has found him really almost no value in this game. Not really. But yeah, Daemonum came out to go back to that thought that I was following before I was so rudely interrupted by the game happening. On the one hand, casting with a co-caster is arguably a better product in general. There's a reason we see it on the big tournaments. However, if you are streaming, one of your jobs is, even with the 2-minute delay, is, oh, Phoenix, got to be a little bit careful there. There's a lock on, but they should be able to escape. One of your jobs is to interact with your community, is to build your community. You don't really, growth doesn't happen if you're just kind of sitting there chatting and you're not talking to people. I'm not someone that has 5,000 viewers and it's fine. They talk amongst themselves. So you lose that on engagement and a bunch of other stuff if you're just not doing that. So it's kind of it's a double-sided sword. As now we're going to see the big push here coming on in from GUMIHO. Phoenix diving on top of the Vikings, which are really only there to deal with the Phoenix. So whatever, but now there we go. They're lifting up the Cyclones as they get lock-ons. Phoenix stay alive. Classic, well, he's doing an even better job against holding against the shenanigans than he did against Hanmino. And Hanmino and Classic, or I would argue GUMIHO, is a better player. So Cyclones getting knocked on down here. Adept straight forward. That was maybe not what you want to do, as the Adept will die. But the Vikings, they pop on out there to their doom. There's the Cyclone that's here as well. And now it's a Phoenix snowball in the middle of spring, in the middle of summer. I don't know. But the third base, looks like the Phoenix don't have, well, no, they have lifts. They're just not going to waste their lifts on things that are not heavy tech units. So more and more Phoenix are on the way. Classic's got his third base on the way here. The army of GUMIHO is, he's going to pull SCVs. He's got to make sure that this third base is allowed to stay alive. But there's actually no damage with this army. It's just the SCVs. And sure, SCVs do a fairly good job. Oh, there we go. The Immortal save. You love to see it, just lifting up the Immortal with the Phoenix, so it doesn't get surrounded. So it is time for our Guardian Shield to get procced once again. Classic takes game one. I mean, I'm not really complaining, Damon. I'm just, I don't know. I think it's important to be open about the realities of what I do. And I find it really useful when Fear Dragon makes a video, say, about how much casters make. One of the hardest things that, and again, it didn't really give ranges for what I do, so it actually didn't really help all that much, is trying to inform day rates and things. But one of the hardest things that I had to do when I was starting to pick up steam a little bit was figuring out how much I should or should not actually charge. That's a weird question. You don't really have a good way to do it. It's not like I can go on Glassdoor and say, yes, the average StarCraft caster charges exactly $357.27 per day. That's how much they make, so I'll cut that in half because I'm new. You really have no idea. Which really puts you at a disadvantage when you're trying to negotiate for things. So talking to people really did help out with that one. But videos like that, or Zombie Grub has a tremendous series about kind of the realities of casting and talking to different casters in the space. I find that content really useful because, well, I'm interested in it. It's something that I do a lot of, so other people's perspectives are really nice. But also it kind of gives me insight into things that maybe I should be doing, maybe things I should not be doing. So, you know, I'm behind the scenes. So I try to be similarly open about it. As GUMIHO going for a very similar build in this. So is Classic. We have the exact same setup here in this game number 2. We're going to have to see. As the reactor goes down, looks like this might be Widowmine play. It is a tech lab. So, no, not Widowmines. In fact, maybe it's just Quick Ravens. Natural is on the way, so actually not the exact same build. GUMIHO, he's not expanding on the low ground. And he did get a factory before his command center did get started, but still. He's opening himself up for aggressive moves, and we're going to have to see just what exactly he opts to go for. Banshee. Oh, Banshee's coming down. And okay, so this is again something that's interesting. I talked about this in the Hanmino series as well, where you have this Protoss, which technically has the answer to what the Terran's going for. Phoenix shoot down Banshees. But because it's a Stargate opener, you do not have detection. You can maybe opt to go for an Oracle, but that's cutting away from your Phoenix production. So you really do not have the detection that you're looking for, which is kind of annoying. But Classic, he's going to scout onto the other side of the map. He's going to try to see if he can get an eye on the tech lab. Marines will shoo him away. Did he see the tech lab?
Teleport successful.
No, he has not. He's gonna circumnavigate this. He's gonna miss the starport. Oh, that is unfortunate. The one blank spot. The one blank spot. Oh no. So Banshee number 1 is on the field. Second one on the way. Cloak about halfway done. And the Phoenix from Classic are not where they need to be, because this actually is kind of all in from GUMIHO, or at least it is committed pressure. The Marines running out, Cyclones as well. And we have okay, we do have a Robo on the way. That is very good. Observers will be here, but one Phoenix will barely survive. Okay. The Phoenix, they're looking for value on the other side. And yeah, they're going to kill off a couple SCVs, but we're going to have to see a recall. These Phoenix need to be recalled immediately. There's a Mortal on the way. One Phoenix goes down. This is not looking all that great for the Alpha X Protoss player at the moment. Phoenix gets recalled. Observers are on the way. So eventually he's going to be able to deal with this. Eventually, he is going to be able to deal with this, but he does need 2 observers. Really, it's really hard to balance your observers between your main and their natural against Phoenix. They're slow, and you can only have 2 Phoenix or 2 observers, 1 on both sides. But also, there's a big push coming on in here from GUMIHO into the natural, which is a problem because there's only a Phoenix here. It's going to get a lift off, but it's going to go down very quickly. In fact, actually, GUMIHO says he does not give a damn about the Phoenix. He's going to be able to target this. He's going to target the pylon down, which means the Robo gets depowered. The Stargate gets depowered. Probes are getting pulled here. It's going to be a last-ditch hold for Classic, but he's just blindsided by this. GUMIHO, a little bit different of a game. There we go. And we got a macro game coming on up here from both players. I know this because GUMIHO has proxied to barracks on the map, which means he's actually not doing anything too crazy. Funny how that one has worked. We've started to see more and more of these. They're not a proxy. I mean, I guess technically they're a proxy. They're a little bit further on the map than a Macarax, but a little bit closer than a true proxy. And you build a Reaper out of it, and it forces the Protoss player to be a little bit sus, to be a little bit scared. And the one time the Protoss player reacts to it as if what it actually is, actually it's a more committed proxy. Like this game, actually. I said it was not going to be anything crazy, but GUMIHO is proxying his factory on the map as well. Does he proxy his starport just a little closer? We're going to find out. Most likely this is Hellion drops, actually. So, not too weird. I mean, he's put 2 structures on the map. It's a little weird. But on the annals of proxies, Hellion drops are rather standard. But the question, though, is Classic going for Stargate? Because what you worry about is that Stargate's on the way. If you go Stargate, Phoenix just lift everything and it does not find the value. If you go Twilight, that's a bit more of a problem as the Stalker is on the way. This will be a delayed Stargate. Actually, the fact that this is a Stalker first kind of tells us that this is most likely not going to be a Stargate, but there we go. Stargate on the way for Classic here. Widowmines. This cloaked Widowmines. Everything I was saying about, I kind of like this. You know, you just go Stargate. It's a good deal for proxy Hellion drops. Well, this is going to be proxy Widowmines. It's going to be cloaked Widowmines. And that means ideally, you need a Robo eventually, but you certainly need to get Oracles out a little bit faster than you would. Yeah, Blank Wall is the canvas of my soul. That's fair. That's very fair. Well, I'm sorry. I'm no longer going to provide the background of my stream as a canvas for you, M0623. Okay, Phoenix are on the way. We don't have... This is the first one that's popping out just now. And the question is, A, how good are Classic's pulls? Because he did suffer from a very similar build in a game that he won, because he took almost 0 damage. Well, minimal damage from that against Hanmino in the first round of this tournament. Now, Widowmines, they're going to find their way into the main base Classic. He's got the pull, so he should be fine. And there we go. Widowmine, 2 workers go down, but again, no detection. Third, there's a third Widowmine. Sneaky GUMIHO, but he will not find the value. 3 workers go down. Looks like the Phoenix should be able to chase this thing down. Reapers find their way into the natural, trying to kill something, but Adepts are going to say, at least zone out for that one. So Classic, he has his Robo almost done. Classic, you got to pull. Classic, you got to pull here. He, just last second is the target fire where it needs to be. 2 workers go down. 3 workers go down. This, just forgot about the third. It was desynced. Oh no, Classic. Oh no, the target fire. Okay, actually, only 6 because he's already lost a lot more. So now 10 workers have died. Now, this is fancy too. GUMIHO, he's going for a much more connected setup. A much more committed setup. This is a 3 rack behind this. And proxy Thors. Oh my. I think Classic is just dead, but I love GUMIHO's build. So he has a medevac on the, excuse me. He's got a medevac done, his second one on the way. Thor's popping on out of here. I mean, 2 Thors, a bunch of Marines, 2 medevacs. And we're going to see the SCVs get pulled as well. No, Damon, I know what I charge now. I'm saying this was a while ago. I'm saying content like this being open about the mechanics of things is useful. Okay, so now the army is pushing on in. Phoenix scouts it, and what does Classic have to defend? He's got 3 Stalkers, 2 Adepts, 3 Phoenix. That's really not a lot. These Phoenix are kind of useless because Thors do not get lifted in the Marines. I mean, what do? You lift the Marines here. Probes are going to get pulled to try to defend as the SCVs, they're repairing themselves. Thors, it's about 1,000 HP of sheer efficiency. The 800 HP, close enough. Tons of stuff moving on in. The Stalkers doing what they can. Immortals actually will clean up these Thors rather nicely, but there's the repair there. And with as long as this medevac is doing a damn fine job, there's nothing to happen. GUMIHO, he's going up 2-1. And what happens in this game? I said the last game, we're not going to see anything too crazy. It's a barracks on the map, but that is kind of the marker of a standard Terran opener. And then GUMIHO goes 1 base, Cloaked Widow Mines. Not too insane. Unmono did it to Classic, and Classic smashed that one aside into 3 racks, 4 drops. Oh, sorry, 4 racks, I think. I think that was I don't remember whether the barracks floated back home, but certainly I did see 3 barracks in the main base. And I'm sorry, not a Thor drop, Thor push. Same idea. It's damn cool. And I was a pretty big fan of it. I mean, you give me the shenanigans. I am desirous of the shenanigans. So if GUMIHO was special, we'd be seeing battle cruisers in this game, because Special did that to Astrea a couple times, or at least once on Friday night. And that VOD will be uploaded to the Alpha X YouTube channel. May already even be up, I'm not sure. But okay, Reaper will get 1 worker kill here. We go down, and okay, so this is a build that GUMIHO has been experimenting with pretty much since he came back from the military, where you go concussive shells. It's home, though. It's not with 2 barracks. It's a single barracks. You get 2 or 3 Marauders. You put them in the natural. You try to catch the scouting adept. You kill them off. Beard, I am glad you thought my cast with Pig was really smooth, because I thought it was horrible. I thought I was not good. I was kind of stumbling over myself. I was cutting Pig off a little bit. By part of that maybe was Pig was in solar caster mode, as he said, sure. But I wasn't super happy with it. So I'm glad that people actually did enjoy it. We're going to try to do that on occasion. I don't know, once a month or something. I don't want to take up too much of his time. But anyways, Marauders now, they're going to run onto the other side of the map. And the fact that they've not caught something already is not the best thing for GUMIHO here. Ideally, you're catching a adept that runs onto the other side of the map, and you kill that off, and it causes problems. But, where's this? Okay. It's actually a real Phoenix that did scout these Marauders. So Marauders now, they're going to show up in the natural shield batter. Oh, excuse me, that's a pylon. Will just die. Probe's getting it pulled, and that means the Marauders, they're going to be able to take their pound of flesh. Eventually, they will go down. There's nothing to keep them alive. But 3. It should be 4 workers. 4 workers will pay the iron price. Maybe. Oh, a little bit of missed target. 5 workers go down, but it should not be. Yeah, there we go. 5 workers for 2 Marauders. That should not happen. That actually should not have happened the way it did. But now Classic, he's only up 2 workers, which is not the best scenario when you're a Protoss player and you have Chrono. The Classic, he's going 2 base Robo Bay, 2 base Colossus, 2 base Disruptors. We're gonna have to see. There's a world where this is Disruptor drops actually, but considering that we already have Vikings on the field, I don't know how much I'm a fan of it. Well, first Viking on the way just now, as GUMIHO gearing up for his next level of shenanigans. Now what am I saying? This is just Phoenix Colossus. It's going to be a little bit of a delayed third because of the damage that Classic took, but Phoenix Colossus on the docket. And that worked rather well for Classic in the game that he did win. Gotta be careful here for the Phoenix of the Widow. Oh, wait. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, this is a lot of free SCVs here. He drags the Widow Mine on top of it. I don't think that was necessarily intentional that he ate the shot. But when he realized the shot was kind of inescapable, he said, okay, well, I'm going to do a lot of damage to your SCVs. Maybe I'm going to be able to find value later. But now Classic, he's got his third base on the way. Colossus on the way as well. Extended Thermal Lance, you know the deal. But we're going to have to see whether Classic can, well, rehash the success he found on, I believe it was Blackburn? Was Blackburn in this series? Anyway, success he found earlier is Reaper tries to find something. He gets a scout, and that's about it. And GUMIHO, though, he's gearing up for the standard pressure build, you know. Stim is done. Combat shields are on the way. +1 is done. But he's moving out right now to time out with combat shields. They're going to finish right as he gets across the map, maybe just a little bit after, and he's going to delay himself just a little bit. With 3 barracks, we will see a third base coming on down rather soon. I don't know how much damage this gets done, actually. There are a decent amount of Phoenix on the map. There will be 2 Colossus. Extended Thermal Lance will not be done if GUMIHO can jump on top of this army before Extended Thermal Lance is done, before the second Colossus does pop out. Well, second Colossus is out there. Maybe he's got a shot, but we're going to see him back up. He says, oh, there are 2 Colossus on the field. I don't know how I feel about that one. So instead, GUMIHO, he's going to kill the rocks. He's going to open up a second attack path. And he's going to wait for combat shields to complete. Now notice, actually, I want to take a look at the barracks in the main base. I believe, okay, no, there's actually no real good reason why combat shields is so delayed. Because he was double tech lab. He got concussive shells very early. There's no good reason. Combat shield should be done by now, but it's going to finish up now. And now he's up 20 army supply. There are 3 Colossus on the field, but this is cool. SCVs have been brought forward. So he's going to drop some missile turrets on the low ground, start to move things forward. And as the tanks season up, this is going to be a bit slower of a push from GUMIHO. But it is more committed. I don't see a third base on the way. Generally, you would see a third base getting started by now for a push like this. But instead, GUMIHO, he's going to spend that money on missile turrets, on this hard push to the Vikings. Oh, they're going to get is that a dead Colossus? No, shield battery overcharge will be forced. The Vikings will be forced backwards because the Phoenix are here. But again, missile turrets. The missile turrets causing tremendous problems. 1 tank will go down, but that's a couple dead Phoenix, or at least 1. And shield battery overcharge, it's done. GUMIHO will have a 2 upgrade lead as this game does go on. Actually, it's done right now. More and more Vikings joining on in. Marauders stimming forward, trying to knock down a shield battery. They will be successful in that endeavor. In fact, 1 Marauder will stay alive. The one downside to what GUMIHO is doing, well, there are a couple. His economy is not really all that great, but he doesn't have medevacs. There's not a lot of healing in this army. We can almost think about this army as bioplaying mech, right? He has this hardcore setup. As this drop on the right side will get cleaned on up. Oh, Vikings looking to run on forward, getting on top of the Colossus maybe, but now the army is going to run on forward. There is no charge in this army. Actually, I don't even think we have a Twilight, so we're going to see Colossus start to fall. The Vikings finding their value, shield battery running out of energy, and the Phoenix, they can't really zone all that well because already Colossus have died. Phoenix, they look to run on forward, but missile turrets, they're creeping forward yet farther, and now this is bought GUMIHO the opportunity to drop into the natural. What do we have here? The answer is just 3 Stalkers, and this is a bunch of 1-1 Marines. Yeah, the medevacs they're going to go down, but this is already tremendous value. And 10 workers are going to go down. In fact, it's not all that easy for Classic to clean this up because the upgrades are so damn good. The army got pulled back from Classic. His Colossus, they ran into the natural for a second. Yeah, the drop's been cleaned up, but this has bought GUMIHO his position into the third base. The tanks now, they're sieged on up. The Vikings are starting to knock some of the Phoenix back down. Shield battery overcharge, though, is a damn fine unit, and the supplies are starting to equalize. That's the big deal. Supplies are starting to equalize, and guess what? We have Tempest on the field. Soon to be on the field. They will be able to slowly pare away at things as the detection goes down. Phoenix looking to run on forward. But remember, there are no medevacs. This army, every time it stims, every time it takes damage, it gets tremendously, tremendously low. And GUMIHO is only on 46 SCVs. Killing 15 workers was a great thing, certainly. But it's going to require more than that, as now we're going to see the fight kick off in earnest here. Tempest have arrived. The biostimming on top of the Colossus. 1 goes down, 2 goes down. The third one will fall eventually as the Marauders look to run on forward. Is there enough anti-air, though? That's the big question. Yes, there is. GUMIHO, he is the champion of EPT number 116, the Korean edition. A hard 2-base push against a classic that got a little bit too greedy, maybe. That was a cool build. That was a fantastic series. I hope you all enjoyed things. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the hell out of those games.